Hey guys, it's Danny, long time no see. Well, yeah, life got a little bit busy. We're also on a little trip. But anyway, I'm back now and I'm trying to get into the rhythm again. So my upload schedule might still be a little wonky here and there, but I'm trying to get into things. And speaking about trips and stuff, I got a new orchid on my trip. It was a budget trip, so I didn't bring back tremendous amounts of orchids. So this is an orchid that I didn't have in the longest of times. It's an epidendrum. It's a reed stem epidendrum, radicans. I even forgot the terminology. It's been a few years. So we're gonna talk a little bit about this orchid, but I also want to show you a few orchids that are kind of wilding, if I can put it like that. They're doing things. I have found a state of wilderness in my grow room when I came back. It's all good. So we're gonna look at some blooms, we're gonna look at some funny things some orchids do. I posted a picture of a Tolumnia and everybody was asking what it is. It's one of the new ones. I'm gonna show it to you. So we're gonna have a good time, a relaxed time, and then we're gonna get into the tutorials, Q&As. I have to catch up, right? I missed a week, I have to catch up on my Q&As and everything. But don't worry, I'm gonna film it today. Right, so let's start with the reed stem epidendrum. This is an orchid which is, should I say, related to Cattleyas. They can be crossed together, and there are many crosses in the Cattleya world. There are many hybrids. It takes, in my opinion and in my experience, because I did actually have this one for quite a few years ago, it takes very similar care to Cattleya orchids. It can also, though, withstand lower temperatures. And if I'm not mistaken, I did try to grow them outside at some point, and they did well through the summer. The problem is, these are pest magnets. And if, again, my memory serves me right, I lost my epidendrums due to some pest issues. They got so bad, I got so overwhelmed that, you know, I just gave up. Consider these guys a sort of dendrobiums. Kind of like that. Yeah, they attract pests so badly, I just had to give up on them. Anyway, but I've always looked out for them because they actually do well in my climate, and who knows, maybe they will do well outside as well. I'm a little hesitant to do the outside world too much with these pest magnet type of orchids because I do actually have some pests outside. It's gonna be a full-fledged garden, trees, roses, all of those things, so I'm gonna have a lot of pests in the garden. Cattleyas, no problem. I have no problem starting to introduce Cattleyas outside when I have more shade opportunities, but something like this, even though it can totally withstand the weather. If I'm not mistaken, the ancestors, because I think this is a hybrid, the ancestors are native to Central America, maybe Mexico. I might be mistaken. Maybe the southern of the US. I'm not sure. It's been a while. I'm not sure. But as far as I remember, that's where they're native to, and they can withstand both high temperatures of the summer, which I have, and also low temperatures, which apparently I will have as well, because guess what? A cold front is supposed to hit us in the weekend and we're gonna have -1 degrees. I'm not happy about it. My plumerias will not be happy about it. I'm considering getting the mantis mamas inside the house in some terrariums, because this is not usual and normal for our region. We have very mild winters, never gets below 4 degrees Celsius maybe, and now -1 for like a week. It might also snow if it's gonna rain, so I'm digressing. These, however, should withstand a mild frosty temperature from what I remember. Anyway, it needs repotting, as we can see. By the way, the tag doesn't say anything other than epidendrum. Tis what it is. It was purchased from the Netherlands, by the way. But we've had a whole mishap with the luggages, and anyway, this orchid needs repotting. We're gonna start a repotting saga. There are many things I want to repot. There are some things that I received from rePotme that I want to try out on video and stuff. There are many repottings that need to be done. So expect a saga of repotting pretty soon, and this one is very high on my list because there's barely any medium left here. But anyway, it is a beautiful reed stem epidendrum that doesn't require dormancies, breaks, anything of the sort. It does have continuous growth, although vegetative growth sometimes, pauses just to make room for or leave space and energy for the flowers to develop. So I don't know how many videos I have on root stem epidendrums, but if I do have a care video, I'll add it down below in the description. It is orange. It is the only one that I found. I do enjoy both the orange and the pink varieties of this orchid. Me and pink, what's wrong with me? I'm gonna show you a pink orchid that is just, oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm starting to like pink again. Right, so let's wrap up the root stem epidendrum story. Some flowers didn't make it. You can see they're floppy, but I have a lot of buds that did make it. And yeah, these are pretty hardy, tolerant orchids, except for the bug situation. If you can get that under control, everything is great with them. They're just as easy as Cattleyas, and especially if you have warm, sunny environments, they're perfect for that type of stuff. They're also much better with their roots than Cattleyas are. It has been a while, I have to say, since I filmed, and I missed it. I feel like I am really talking to you guys, even though all I see is the camera and myself kind of in the viewfinder if I squint or if I put my glasses on. But weirdly enough, I feel like I'm talking to you, and I missed it so much, so much. I hope you kind of miss me a little too. Right, so next up, I want to show you this new Tolumnia. It's one of the newer ones. Hopefully I'm focused on it. I'll give you close-ups because you've asked me about it. Yeah, this is one from 2 years ago. I repotted it here last year though. This is the Tolumnia Jairak Flyer Ladybug. Wait, I have another new one that I'm going to show you. I thought that was the Ladybug. Anyway, this... okay, no, this is the Ladybug because it has the dots. Yeah, you can see it's one of the most beautiful Tolumnias that I have, absolutely. That's why I took a picture of it when I posted the update on the community section, because I absolutely adore it. When it opened, I could not believe my eyes how beautiful it is. I don't actually remember the listing picture. It might have not looked as good as this, to be fully honest. Sometimes you get those surprises. I'm gonna look it up again, see if I can find it. It's from Orchid Garden, and usually I can find pictures on their website. They have a lot of Tolumnias all the time. And it's one of those that I just got at like, I don't know, 6 euros, 7 euros? They're very affordable Tolumnias, and they're small. And actually somebody commented that I hooked them on Tolumnias because they really don't have a lot of space for orchids, and they enjoyed these ones because they're just so tiny and overall a lot more affordable if you think about Cattleyas or even big Phalaenopsis. And yeah, I hope you enjoy them still. Now they have a very big collection. I have a very big collection too, and I cannot get enough because look at this. The reward is extraordinary. I love this Tolumnia. It is not fragrant. If I ever have the opportunity to find a species that is supposed to be a little scented, I will buy it. But for now, none of my Tolumnias are scented. I only have hybrids though, and you know, they just look pretty. So I wanted to show you this one, and let me just show you another one from the same batch or era. It's a new one, never bloomed before, and I thought that was the Ladybug. Here she is. This one is Jairak Flyer Lady. I only read Lady because the label is actually stuck. Lady in red, right, so that's why the confusion. So this is the, I just see it up close now. This is Lady in red. Wow, it's beautiful. It's from the same batch from 2 years ago. Potted it here last year as well. Wow, I don't see the roots, but they're there. It looks very healthy. Look at that, such a beautiful color. No fragrance, but that beautiful, beautiful red is extraordinary. And this one I remember from the listing picture. It actually looks like how it's supposed to look like, which is great. So yeah, gosh, Tolumnias, you guys. Can you get enough of them? I don't think so. And I do believe for home growing, they are very, very suitable and easy to care for. Again, as long as you have adequate light, they do enjoy bright light. They don't necessarily enjoy heat. I've destroyed my tiny little Tolumnia collection like 6 years ago or 7 years ago. I had about 5 Tolumnias, I think, at the time. Killed them all. Just by putting them outside thinking, well, they will enjoy the light, and I didn't put them like in full sun or anything. And no, they burnt to a crisp. They actually do not enjoy the heat. Warmth is okay. Cold, they can do okay with colder environments, but if you don't have enough light, grow lights. Mine grow exclusively under grow lights. They get almost no like direct natural light, sunshine at all. just whatever bounces from the walls maybe, but mainly they get the artificial light, and there you have it. And also the artificial light, the grow lights actually, they warm up the shelves underneath, so they do have warm feet, as it were, and they seem to really enjoy that. They do have a blooming season though. Mine always bloom in the winter. I don't know why, but yeah. And let me just show you another Tolumnia. This is one of my oldest ones, but she's wilding. Okay, don't take other Tolumnias with you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, goodness, almost broke the flower spike. Look at her. Can we guess who this is? No? I wouldn't blame you because she looks very different. This is no Carmine. Oh. You're wilding, my dear. Not that I dislike it, but like, what? So this one, as you can see, is very beautiful, very dotted, and very pink. Well, I will try to find some photos of previous blooms, and I'll put them maybe right here. Do you notice how white she can sometimes be? Yeah, she's not always that white. Sometimes she's mildly pinky, sometimes more white than anything, and sometimes she is pink as pink can be, as we can see this time. I don't know if I've ever had it this pink. I'm not sure what causes these different flowers because she's kind of always been in the same environment. We can argue that this is, you know, my new home and it's a bit of a different environment. But it's not that different. It's always under the same type of light in my D12 shelves for so many years I've had her. Well, the tag says 2021, but that's when I started to date my tag, so she's older than this. She wants to be pink this year. Am I going to be upset about it? No. She is one of the most vigorous Tolumnias that I have, and I used to believe for many years that she's on the compact side, you know, that tiny with tinier flower spikes. No. When it gets mature enough, she's this. Okay, so for 5 years maybe, she was compact and tiny like this, very nice. I think I even have a picture of her being like this tall, very compact, very beautiful. Ta-da! Alrighty then, we have another very thick flower spike here. You can see compared to these ones, she actually does have thicker leaves. You see better here. I love her, absolutely love her, but she's a wild one. You never know what you're gonna get with her, but I do love her. Every year, she's just a little bit different. Right, so let's move on to a beautiful pink Cattleya. Again, first time bloomer. I have quite a few buds and flowers on my Cattleyas at the moment. Maybe we'll do like an Orchids in Bloom with Cattleyas and then with the Phalaenopsis because it's their season, I think. But I wanna show you one that blew my socks off. Hold on. I'm not sure what to say. I'm a little bit out of words. Beautiful. This is one of the newer Cattleyas in one of my orchid hauls. Oh, I can remove the tag. This is Cattleya Tsiku Eglantine crossed with aclandiae coerulea. Now, I will give it. It does not look like the picture on the listing, which I'll put on the screen. That one looked lighter in color, and honestly, that's why I purchased this orchid, because it had that beautiful contrast, let's say. I really did like it. But it ended up, oops, yeah, we have a lot of roots here. I kind of don't want to break them. Wanted to show you the roots. She has a lot of very vigorous roots. But it turns out that it doesn't really look like the actual photo, which is fine. These probably have been seedlings because they're these types of more obscure hybrids. They don't have a registered name as far as I know. They just have like the cross name. And I'm sure many, if not all of them on the market at the moment, they are coming from seeds. They're not cloned. So some will look a little bit different than others. I happen to get a pink one and I'm so happy. I much more prefer this. This is the pink I like. It's a sweet pink. I kind of narrowed it down to what I'm not a fan of, not even in the garden. It's that deep purple. Deep burgundy purple that is like cool toned. I don't like that one. But this, it's one of the most beautiful colors on earth. And especially because the lip has some white into it. Oh man, she is beautiful. Now, this is the first time it blooms for me. It does have, if you can see there in the crown, some mealybugs. I have an issue with ants again. I missed a few and they've recolonized my grow space. And with the ants, of course, came the mealybugs. So I will have to get them out again, clean them up again, try to tame the ant situation. They don't like that gel that I use outside. They don't eat that gel, they don't take it to the nest. And in order to save the buds that I have, I kind of spray a little bit of insecticide on the base, like ant insecticide, on the base of the flower spike, not on the flower itself. So I don't want to touch that way too much. That's why I didn't clean it up. But yeah, you can see some dead insects there. Anyway, but the flower, oh my goodness, you guys, look how beautiful it is. Now, fragrance-wise, it's supposed to be fragrant. I don't detect much. Granted, it's been open for like a couple of days, but I detect a little bit of a daffodil scent, something like that. Spring flower scent, but it's very, very mild. If it's gonna end up becoming more intense, I will leave a comment, I will pin it so you can see it. Yeah, spring flowers, something like that. That's how it smells like. Not what the aclandiae typically smells like. That one smells more like mothballs to me, if I remember correctly. I still like it, but anyway, this one smells a little bit like spring flowers, but it's extremely mild, very mild. However, since it's a first bloom, I might have the surprise of actually having it much more fragrant the next time it blooms. It has pretty fast growth, I would say. It doesn't, or I'm actually, no, it does put on multiple pseudobulbs per year. I remember this one was one of those that had, I made an update on it at some point and it had some yellowing leaves. It looked a little bit scary, but it only had 3 pseudobulbs and now it has many more pseudobulbs. So I do believe it has rapid growth and it can produce multiple pseudobulbs per year, which is great. And bonus, this flower was obtained again almost strictly under grow lights because I have it like close to me, pretty far away from the window under grow lights, and it doesn't really receive much natural light, let alone like direct sunshine. And look at that. Great, it's a first time bloom. So the fact that it's just one flower doesn't really mean anything. We'll see how it goes. These things, you know, you can tell in time. It can definitely put out 2 flowers, but yeah, it's a first time bloom and I think it looks perfect. The flower won't change much from here on. It can only get better, but I don't think it can get better than this. I love it. I'm so happy with this purchase. And imagine, I can just imagine how happy I will be to see my seedling cat, I was about to say miniature, seedling Cattleyas bloom for the first time, because many of them are these types of crosses that nobody knows how they look like. So yeah, this is what I love. This is what I love about this hobby and purchasing orchids, that you don't know how they're gonna look like. Sometimes I want a perfect clone of something, because I love that something, but sometimes I just want to be surprised. I love surprises. And this is one of the biggest surprises. Absolutely love this orchid. Right, next orchid I want to show you, it's a Dendrobium. It is an anosmum type of Dendrobium. And I cannot tell you how incredibly excited about this one I am. Did I purchase it in the hauls? Maybe before that. Maybe I purchased it in 2022 or 20, I don't know. But I repotted it in here in August 2023. It's time to repot it. It's gonna be one of the orchids that I repot, but I'm gonna do so after the blooms are done because I absolutely want to see the blooms. This is, I didn't tell you what it is, Dendrobium anosmum, a touch of class. Now, hopefully it is not mislabeled. Hopefully it's not the normal anosmum, which I still love, but a touch of class has what I can only describe as variegated flowers. They're not variegated, they just have like some or one or more streaks of white on very nice pink flowers. And it's again that pink that I love. Now, anosmum as an orchid I've had for quite a few years, lost mine, I don't remember why. So I wanted to repurchase it because I really do enjoy it. It's one of the very few big dendrobiums, let's say, that I enjoy. I enjoy the fragrance, I enjoy the flowers. It only blooms once a year and the flowers don't last. I might try to grow it outside, to be fully frank with you, like in shade, partial shade. It's one of those that it's kind of big for home growing if you don't have a lot of space, but I particularly enjoy it. But when I saw this variety, definitely I had to have it over the normal anosmum. And this year finally has bloomed. Here's the fun part. This one barely gets any light. I have it somewhere up on my shelves and I don't have light there. It is though next to a window and it can get a little bit of direct sunshine though. But just in the morning, it's on an eastern window location. And in the winter, the sun moved so much that it didn't even get much sun. And yet, ta-da! It didn't even get a proper like cool down. I didn't fertilize it, but I didn't like cool it down or anything. Again, maybe because it has been next to the window, it has affected it in the sense that it promoted flowers. But I was very much accustomed to the idea that I'm not gonna have any flowers or anything from this guy this year. But look at that. I'm so incredibly excited. Touch of class Dendrobium. We're gonna talk more about it when it blooms. Hopefully everything looks okay in the sense that hopefully it's not mislabeled, but we'll see. Very excited about this one, and stay tuned for the repot as well because it definitely needs a bigger pot. And the last orchid that I'm going to show you, I cannot even get here on the table because it's not even going to fit in the frame, but I have to show you this. It's my Phalaenopsis schilleriana. So the display this year is wonky to say the least. It's wilding. So it has one flower spike that I noticed, which bends backwards towards the light. What to do? I need to find a better position for it next year. Okay. But that's not the only flower spike it has. It has a second flower spike that I did not notice until it was too late, until it was already full of buds. It's a flower spike that grew under the leaves and it's pointing towards the grow lights on the shelf below it. So right now it's doing the splits pretty much with its flower spikes. One is up, the other one is down. If I get it from there, you're not even gonna see it. So I'm just gonna show it to you in the actual shelf. I cannot even display it anywhere. Maybe I could, maybe I can find a little place for it to display it because it's just so funny, so wonky. It is the first time this orchid puts out 2 flower spikes. So we did evolve, it's great, but oh man, the display is so wild. I need to find a proper position for this orchid. Need to make it so that the light hits directly from the front, because as you can see, the flower spikes will go towards the light, and if the lights are coming from below, then it will go towards the below lights. So there we have it. A very wonky display on my schilleriana, but I will enjoy her flowers nonetheless, and I will try to do a little bit better next year with the display. But anyway, I just thought it was very, very funny. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Usually the schilleriana doesn't stay in bloom for more than a month or so. The flowers don't last as long as the typical flower shop Phalaenopsis, so I'm gonna be able to remove the flower spikes pretty soon. Anyway, so that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you're all doing okay. Let me know in the comment section how you are, because I do like to go through the comments and see. And stay tuned for Friday. We're gonna have the long-awaited Q&A, and then we're gonna see what other topics we're gonna talk about. But yeah, I am back and I'm here to make videos for you guys, and I'm very, very happy to be back. Right, so with that said, I hope you'll have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.